Tonight, new developments in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. The Pima County Sheriff's Department has released a statement clearing all members of the Guthrie family, including their siblings and spouses, in the case. We're bringing you team coverage covering all the angles in this case. News 4 Tucson's Eric Fink is live near Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood with more on law enforcement's plea to neighbors there tonight as that search for a suspect continues. But first, let's get to News 4 Tucson's Monica Garcia, who spoke one-on-one with Sheriff Chris Nanos today. Monica, what did you learn from the sheriff today?
Hey there, Sean. So what we learned from the sheriff when we spoke with him one-on-one is that this glove DNA that belongs to an unknown man could be huge in a lead, right? And we talk about the glove evidence and how significant it is. Okay, let's remind you where that glove evidence really began in that video that we've been showing you that was taken right here in that arch doorway at Nancy Guthrie's house. The sheriff told me this investigation is not hinging on just that piece of evidence, but it is helping them build a full picture because that glove investigators say appears consistent with the one seen in that doorbell video. So while we wait to learn how usable that DNA profile will be, investigators continue to build what the sheriff describes as pieces of a puzzle. He reminds us that between his department and the FBI, there are roughly 50,000 active leads, including this glove and the DNA that they are working through. That also includes the doorbell video, the backpack seen on the suspect, which investigators have identified as one sold at Walmart. And they're now coordinating with Walmart management to track potential purchases. At the same time, they are analyzing that surveillance video, which in addition to the DNA is a large part of solving this.
Pieces of a puzzle, right? Some camera might catch the tail end of a car. Another camera might catch the headlight. One camera might catch somebody walking, but another camera might catch a face of that person. So we get all of that in. We'll always be asking for, you might dismiss something because it just doesn't pertain to anything for you, and we're asking you not to dismiss it.
All right, so as we wait for that glove DNA, another one of the big obstacles, as you just heard, the collecting that footage, those cameras, especially in a neighborhood like this, when you can see behind me, there's a lot of vegetation, a lot of desert area, even though it is a suburb. And so with that, let's go ahead and send it out to my colleague, Eric Fink, who is also in the foothills, and just talking to us about the challenge of collecting that footage. Eric.
Monica, good evening to you. I'm on Ginamatas near 1st and Rudisill. This is part of that area, that vicinity where law enforcement wants to hear from you and they want your camera footage. Maybe you saw a suspicious vehicle in the area the morning that Nancy Guthrie disappeared. It's that camera footage that could be key to cracking this case. And just a short time ago, I spoke with a couple who's lived here on Ginamatas since the 80s, and a couple of days ago, authorities arrived at their home. Rob Boone was at home on Friday when he got a knock at the door.
We had a visit by 2 FBI agents that were, I guess, canvassing the street, checking to see if people had cameras, and they saw our camera here by our garage, which actually, unfortunately, doesn't have a view of the street. Going to be triggered when someone comes close to our garage. It's set for motion detection.
More than 2 weeks after Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, there is an urgent plea from investigators. Tucsonans living in this quadrant need to send in any home camera footage from a particular time frame to the FBI or the Pima County Sheriff's Department. That quadrant is this: from Nancy's home to Ina, west to La Cholla, from her home south to River, and west to Roller Coaster Road. Any video captured on a home system on January 11th from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. or between the hours of 11 p.m. on January 31st through 4 a.m. on the 1st, the morning that Nancy Guthrie went missing. Authorities say the video is critical and will help get leads on suspicious cars in an area where there's not a lot of light.
And they asked if we'd seen anything unusual. And we have delivery trucks all day long, so there's always some new vehicle passing by.
The Boones say they plan to take another look at the footage, and if they see something fishy, they'll send it in.
It's just incomprehensible, and of course we just want her to be found. It's just so sad, and we all just feel like everyone says that she's our mom too, and it's just overwhelming. I mean, we are praying.
In the meantime, a neighborhood action team has formed in this community. They are working to cross-reference any camera footage they have at the timelines we just mentioned and send anything unusual they find to the FBI and PCSD. And we know time is of the essence here because some home surveillance systems will delete or rewrite themselves soon. Please send your camera footage in. We're live tonight in the foothills. I'm Eric Fink, News 4, Tucson.
Thank you for that, Eric. And as the investigation into Nancy Guthrie's disappearance continues, neighbors are stepping up to support the Guthrie family. News 4 Tucson's Andrew Capasso has a look at how.
Soon after Nancy Guthrie was reported missing, the Catalina Foothills Association asked their 1,700 members to, if they wanted to, show the support with yellow flowers and ribbons. And that's exactly what we've seen. That display just outside Nancy's home is growing by the day. And it's not just flowers. There's also candles, notes, and even cards to Nancy and the Guthrie family. There's also a growing number of yellow ribbons and trees outside homes and inspirational messages. The HOA here says it is a way to, quote, stand together as a neighborhood and community and do whatever we can to show our support for Nancy and her family. That support as constant now as it was soon after Nancy went missing. People I spoke with who didn't want to go on camera say they wanted to do whatever they could to let the family know they are in their prayers. And those prayers are something everything close to this, from neighbors to the Guthrie family to investigators, all say are very much needed. I reached out to the Catalina Foothills Association for their reaction to this growing tribute, and no one was available. In the Catalina Foothills, I'm Andrew Capasso, News 4 Tucson.
And for continuing coverage in the desperate search for Nancy Guthrie, be sure and stay with News 4 Tucson on air, online, and on all of our social media platforms.